private cloud, it could be on your own premises, and it could be something like OpenStack, which provides a private cloud environment, multi-tenant environment. Then we have the public cloud. The public cloud providers, many we know today. In fact, we work with over 650 public cloud providers globally. We call them the certified cloud solution providers. And then we have what we call hybrid and multi-cloud. So multi-cloud is simply where you have a workload that you put into one cloud provider, you have another workload in another cloud provider, and you just do that. And that's what we call a multi-cloud. You are using multiple cloud providers.
Yes.
The big difference with hybrid is bridging them together so that you have a single view of the management, a single view of the applications. You can take an application and run it in any of those environments, and that's the real difference. It's a single orchestrated, singly managed, singly architected environment, and that's the difference between just putting applications in clouds and actually having them tied together, work together, orchestrated together, managed together. That's what we call an open hybrid cloud. All of the new tools and technologies that are coming out, think machine learning, artificial intelligence, all of that is open source and it's available on the Linux platform. So on the one hand, our customers say open source is important to them. Why is that? It's because the developers are preferring Linux and all of the new technology is open source. So when you put it together, that also explains the phenomenal growth of Linux in the marketplace compared to other operating systems, because quite simply the action is on open source and the action is on Linux, and that's globally. It doesn't matter where you are. One thing we want to do is we want to help organizations stop spending resources and money kind of managing legacy things. Let's take care of that for them and take those people on that expense money so they can go and develop new applications to make their businesses more competitive in the marketplace. And as well, we want to give those organizations an environment where, crucially, if they want to go to the cloud environment, you as a developer, you don't need to know what environment your application is going to run on. You just write the container. It sits on Linux. And if you want to put it on your private cloud on OpenShift, no problem. Do you want to put it on OpenShift on Azure? No problem. OpenShift on AWS? No problem. OpenShift on 650 cloud providers? No problem. So your focus is not worrying about the infrastructure underneath, not spending time, not spending money on worrying about that infrastructure. It's all about getting your developers to develop applications and put them anywhere they want without any kind of lock-in. We had one customer came up to us and literally said that they want to move their entire Linux subsystems through to Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 because they see of all of the new technologies that were put in there, they can really capitalize on that technology, to speed up their workflows, to make the operations teams more productive. We've got new container tools sitting in there to help the developers and from a security point of view. So everything they see in there, the new insights technology we've got to help customers find problems before they even know they have problems. There's probably apprehensions in terms of security. Do they have the kind of security that I need? And the good news is, many of these cloud providers spend a lot more on security than anybody else. So they're extremely secure. There's this thing about lock-in, because what you don't want to do is go down a path where you're using a provider and you get locked into that environment and you can't take advantage of maybe other cloud providers who may have some new technology or may have a new offer for you. So one of the pieces of apprehension we get is, I really like the cloud, but I don't want to get locked in. People like me with a lot of grey hair remember the 80s and the 90s where a lot of customers kind of were locked into an environment. And it worked extremely well, but it was difficult to take advantage of new technologies.